Students, Standard 6th English Medium, Biology. In the previous video, we started Chapter 7, Getting to Know Plants. In that, we talked about the different types of plants according to their size and according to their type of the stem they have. Like mostly the plants can be classified in three categories, like herbs, shrubs and trees. The herbs, as we talked, that they are very short and they may or may not have branches, and their stem is very soft or tender, so you can bend it also. Then we learn about the shrubs, which is nearly your height, and they have the stem hard and little woody, not perfectly woody, but it is between the non-woody and woody, you can say that. And others are the tall like trees, which have several meters height, and their stem is very strong, stout, and have branches from the top. While in the shrubs you saw that the branches arise near the soil. So as it comes out of the soil, just near it, the branches start arise. But in the trees, it is going up, and then from the top, it will arise the branches. Also, we learn about that some plants which have very tender stem, they cannot stand upright, and they take support of others to climb up, and that are known as climbers. And also, lastly, we learn that about the creepers. Creepers means those plants whose stems are very tender, they cannot stand upright, and they spread over the ground only. Now in this video, in this lesson, we will learn about different parts of the plants. If you see a typical plant, then the plant can have this different type of parts, like a stem, leaves, roots, flower and fruits. So that are the main parts of the plants. And I am talking like general, but some of the plants cannot have all those parts also. Some plants don't have flowers and etc. But we are talking the general, that generally the main parts of the plants are the stem, leaves, roots, flower and fruits. That are the parts. Now we will talk about the different part one by one. We will start with the stem now. You know that stem is the main part which grows outside, means it does not grow inside the soil, but it grows outside the soil toward the sunlight. While the root is going inside the soil, but generally the stem growing outside the soil and toward the sunlight. It bears leaves, branches, birds, flowers and fruits. If you see the stem, it can have branches, different branches. On the branches, you can see the leaves, you can see the flowers sometimes, birds. Birds means the flower. When they are in the small, they are not totally developed. It is in the developing time. So developing time, that flower is known as birds. When the birds blossom, they open, then they becomes flower. So when it is small, not fully blossom, it is known as birds. So the stem is bearing leaves, branches, birds, flowers and fruits. Means it is supporting them, and it spreads all of them such that all the leaves can get enough sunlight and air. So that is the main part of the stem. It supports the branches also, and the stem also support the plants to stand upright. Because stem is very strong, then it supports the whole plant to stand upright, except those plants who have very soft, tender, like the creepers and climbers. Otherwise, for all these plants, the stem are very, very useful to stand upright in the soil. Now, there is another function of the stem also, and that is, the plants, the leaves of the plants are performing the process of photosynthesis. We already learned about it, the photosynthesis process. What do they need to make the food by the photosynthesis process? Carbon dioxide gas and water. Now, carbon dioxide gas is taken by the stomata from the leaves. But how do they get water? We know that the water is absorbed by the roots. But now, that water absorbed by root must go up, and then it should reach to the leaves. Then and then only leaves can do the photosynthesis process. If you throw the water on the plant, they cannot take in through the leaves or through the stems directly, but only it can be absorbed by the roots. But now, from the roots, it should reach to the leaf, and this function is carried away by the roots. Means through the stem. Through the stem, from the root, it is passed through the stem, and through the stem, it can go toward the leaves. For that, we can perform a activity also. For that, what can we do? We can take some water. We would require a glass, water, and red or blue ink, and a soft stem, not much hard, because it will take long to take that water. So we have to take a soft stem. Pour water to fill 1/3 of the glass. Take the glass and fill it up to 1/3, and then add few drops of red or blue, whatever ink is available by you. Then cut the base of the stem and put it in the glass as shown in the figure. So you can see that they put that glass, in the glass they put the plant. The water is colored with the red ink. Now what? After sometimes you have to cut the plant and check inside the stem. What will you observe? You will observe that the veins of the leaves and the stem inside, the color will be there, right? So the color will appear in the stem. If you cut the stem, you will see the water inside also with the red color. If you keep it for a long time, then you will see that in the veins of the leaves also you will see that red or blue color. And if you cut it and see in the enlarged thing, you can see, look here, the enlarged part of the cut stem is also shown, in which you can see the small holes. Through that holes, the water rise up in the stem and that reaches to the leaves. So stem is helping to take the water also, right? So now the leaves. Now we talk about the leaves. What are the leaves? We know that the leaves which are of green color. And do you know, do you can say that all the leaves are same in the size? No. You can see that if you see around you, the leaves can be of different shapes, different sizes also. Most of them are of green color, but some of the plants can have different color also because they have another pigments also, and through those pigments are more, and therefore that green color is hidden inside. Now, what is the leaf actually? We know that the leaf is the thing in which the plant is performing photosynthesis to make their own food. Now, different plants have leaves of different shape and different size. Now, if you watch the plants, then you will see that in the plant, like this is the stem, and then from stem, a small thing like coming out, and then there will be a leaf, right? So, this part at which the leaves are attached to the plant, to the stem actually, it is known as the petiole. Means from the leaf, the small part is attached to the plant, to the stem, and that is known as petiole. So what is petiole? The part of leaf by which it is attached to the stem is called petiole. So with that small part petiole, it is attached with the stem of the plant. So it is known as a petiole. Then lamina. What is lamina actually? Lamina is that thing which is the broad green colored part. That is known as the lamina. So now the three are the main parts of that thing. I mean two parts, petiole and lamina. Petiole means that part from which the leaf is connected to the stem, and lamina is that broad green part which is of having different linings also inside. You can see the typical flower in which the petiole and lamina is shown. Here you can see that is the thing by which it is attached to the stem, which is known as petiole, and this broad green part, that is known as a lamina. So you learn about the different parts of the leaves. Now, if you see a leaf, any leaf of the plant, in that you will see different lines inside. If you have not observed, please check the different leaves and then check that there is some lining inside. So those lines, the lines on the leaf are called veins. And if you observe them very carefully, then in the all plants, leaves of the plants, in the middle there will be a prominent, dark, thicker vein, and that thicker middle vein is known as midrib. It is known as midrib. So what is vein? The lines on the leaf. If you see that carefully, then in some of the plants, leaves like people tree, people leaves, you will see the very nice veins also. Generally in all of them, but in some of them are very nicely seen. So that lines are known as the vein, and the prominent vein means the thicker vein that is in the middle of the leaf generally. So that the prominent vein in the middle is known as midrib. So all the lines are known as vein, but that middle one, which is prominent, dark and thicker, that is known as the midrib. Now, if you watch the different leaves, then you will see that the design made by that vein are of different types. So there are mainly two types of design is fine, and that design is known as leaf venation. Look at leaf venation. What is leaf venation? The design made by veins in leaf is called leaf venation. So you will see, especially in some of the plants, like I told you, people tree, there is very nice leaves are there, and in that the design also there. So the design made by veins in leaf is called leaf venation, and leaf venation can be found of two types in different plants. The leaf venation, if you observe them, it is of two types. One type is the reticulate venation, and the other one is parallel venation. Now what is reticulate and what is parallel venation, we will understand now. So what is a reticulate venation? Reticulate venation means when design of vein is net-like. Have you observed the net in which all these are connected differently? Right? So that vein-like venation, then that is known as a reticulate venation. And it is on the both side of the midrib. The reticulate venation will be net-like on the both the side of the midrib. Then that is known as the reticulate venation. For example, in the leaves of people, as I told you, if there is a people tree around you, it can have the venation like, okay, I can show you in that picture also. In that one, you can see that in the midrib, around the midrib, both sides, the venation is net-like. So that net-like venation is known as the reticulate venation. But in some of the plants, the leaves of some of the plants have the venation, means the design is parallel to each other. Exactly parallel to each other. Then that type of venation is known as parallel venation. So the design made by veins are parallel to each other. It is called parallel venation. For example, in the leaves of the grass and wheat plant, maize plant, etc. You can see that also in the figure. Not exactly clear, but you can see that in that one there is all venation will be parallel. So if you can have look in the farm, you can go to the wheat farm, or you can go or you can see the grass, small grass. Sometimes there is big grass also. Just take out one piece of it and then check that veins in it, that there will be parallel. In the banana leaves also it is parallel. So that is the parallel venation. So venation is of two types, a reticulate and a parallel venation. And the examples also I already show you. So now the other activities and that for the leaves we will see in the next video. So here we are going to stop the video here. After the video, you will get the PDF file in your AB School app. If any problem here, anything that you don't understand here, you can write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.